What's up guys, back again at the garage. What am I going to do today? I don't actually know. I'm going to do lots of stuff. I'm just going to get started, carry on where we left off with rubbing down, cleaning, painting the rest of the inlet bits and a few other little bits that I have. Finish those off, and then I think now I've got a rivet gun, I might do the hood vents, take a little bit of the interior out like the seats. I've also got to fit the intercooler and the oil cooler. I've got to clean up the head, so I'm going to polish the head a little bit. I need to clean up the valves, are all covered in carbon. Gonna clean those up, see where we are from there. It's really windy today. I've found painting these things has been quite annoying because a lot of stuff is getting kind of flown into it, but I have painted the oil feed line in etch primer, the actual line. These bits I've covered up, I've already actually painted in the duplicate colour high temperature stuff, and this I've been cleaning off, and while I have it out I thought I'd do a little bit of polishing. So let me just show you guys what I'm doing. So this is what a stock one looks like. I can actually, oh there you go, you can kind of see the casting marks in it. So basically on where the actual port is, I'm not going too far down, I'm just going to there. I'm just basically taking off the casting marks to help the flow just into the cylinder head, because I'm going to do the same thing in the cylinder head. Yeah, that means the air and fuel can flow more freely. So there we go guys. I'm just using this rotary tool here with a little sanding head on it. Got a load of other tools that I could try and use, but yeah, that seems to be working alright, so I'm just going to carry on with that. Done the first coat of black on that BVT oil line, and in here I've just finished doing the last of the polishing. There you go guys. So now I'd say it's about 1.5 inches deep on each of them. Just a little polish, just basically taking off the excess material. Not going too crazy, I just thought it may improve just a tad if I give it a go. So there's nothing that can really go that wrong, and I'm just taking off just a touch. So there we go. Now I'm going to clean this up and paint this with the duplicate Super Therm. This paint is literally amazing. I don't know, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but this stuff is amazing. Sticks to anything, and it looks ow! Keep on hitting my head on that. It's really annoying. Look. Here's the head height, and so you just, or you crouch down, but just not quite enough, and you go bang. Keep on doing that. But if you guys didn't see in the last video, this is how it turns out. So yeah, it's pretty amazing, that paint. There's all the other stuff. This is high temperature black on there. This is all just black, satin black. So yeah, it's gonna look pretty tasty, this engine, when it's done. This is gonna all be black. Same with the sump. And the head I'm probably going to paint in black and just have these kind of looking really nice on it. There you go guys. I'm going to carry on, get this cleaned up. I'm also going to paint my downpipe, which you can see there, in that high temperature black that I've done in there, and then I've got some heat wrap somewhere in there, and I'm going to wrap them up in heat wrap, and I've also got a turbo blanket. Oh, that reminds me, I'm going to paint the inlet side of my turbo in that grey, and then I'm going to paint the exhaust in the black and put the turbo blanket on once it's on, but I'm going to paint the turbo basically so it all matches. Did a basic coating on the
downpipe. I'm not going to go too in detail because it's going to be wrapped up anyway. I basically just wanted to kind of get the flanges and make it just look like cleaner, so also it doesn't rust and stuff like that. So I just gave it basically a quick coating. Here's the VVT pipe there. A little bit's rubbed off there, but you won't be able to see that once it's on. There's the intake all together. What I've got left is my turbos under the bench there. I'm going to grab that. I've got the turbo to do, and also I'm going to do a little polish job like this on the head there. I'm going to do that today. And what else needs painting? I'm not too sure. I think that's about it. I need to pop these back on the bottom of the cam cover, and I'm gonna put that line somewhere and clean it off. I'm gonna pack up now though, and I'm gonna head home quickly to go have some lunch because I'm knackered. I didn't realise the time when you're sanding stuff off, cleaning it all out, doing all that sort of stuff. You don't kind of, time starts to fly and you just sat there doing the same thing. It's quite repetitive and very time consuming in the small stuff that you're doing, so it really tires you out actually. I've been sat here just kind of masking stuff off, cutting around it and scraping off gaskets and cleaning it all off, and obviously painting stuff, and it has got to midday, so I'm going to head home quickly, have some lunch, and then come back and carry on. So I've just come back from being at home having lunch, and a couple more things turned up. Let me show you. Here's some foam to basically put around the radiator, so the airflow has to go through the radiator. And then in here, if you know what this bag of powder is, what else could be? This might give you an idea. Give me 2 seconds. Should come out. Like, no. There we go. Flocking crazy. Yeah, it's flock for my dash. I'm going to be flocking my dash, and yeah, that'll stop all the glare going into my eyes, my eyeballs, and that's what came. There's a couple more things to come. I was just thinking, there's so much to do right now. I'm a bit overwhelmed. There's still a lot of work to do, and I am on day 5 already. I think I'm on day 5. Yeah, I'm on day 5. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. I'm running out of time, I feel like. So I'm going to get working and try and get some more stuff done. Just got the turbo out of under the bench, and I got the wastegate actuator off, and I remember I was going to try and basically port the wastegate in there. So make this just a little bit bigger. You can see where it's been sitting, and kind of port it out a bit so it can be a bit more flow, and it will be controlled. The booster will be able to be controlled better by the electronic boost controller. So let me try and do that. You can see it open there. Whoop. I've taken it as far as I want to go now, so oh, you guys see that? There you go. You see it's a bit bigger. I've basically taken out mostly just this side because that's a bit close to the wastegate. The actual gate there. But here we had loads of material to take off basically. There we go. Now it's a little bit bigger. Painted this part of the turbo in that nice grey. Got my head out now. Gonna start doing a polishing job inside here and on the exhaust side. So I'm going to change this bit out to the sanding part because I found the alley just clogs these up way too far. Turbo done. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty wicked. You can't see that Mamba anymore, but oh well. I quite like that Mamba, even though it tells people that it's Chinese. Well, I would say this isn't a proper Chinese turbo, it's actually a decent turbo. Extreme Heat Black on the exhaust side and the Extreme Heat Grey. You can kind of see the Mamba still. Wastegate's back on. wastegate is ported, as you remember. Let me show you guys the head. I didn't go too into detail with the head because obviously I don't need to. The engine's going to be able to produce more than the gearbox is going to be able to take anyway. But yeah, you guys can kind of see it. It's all quite smooth in there now. There you go. We're getting there. We're getting stuff done. Things are happening. These are all looking nice. This is all looking nice. All the gasket surfaces are ready to go now. Except I do need to still clean the head off one more time after I have lapped in the valves, and then I'm going to go back over the gasket surfaces. The valves I need to do now. Let me show you guys what's happening with the valves. Nope. Okay, so here's one I need to clean. See if you guys can see this. Here's one I need to clean. You can see this is all actually carbon here, and same on there. It's all carbon build up. Gonna get rid of all that. I have done a couple of work. Let me see if I can find you some that I've done at work. Okay, there. That's one I've done at work. Get this to focus real quick. There we go. Yeah, you can see no more carbon build up. That's what it should look like. So those are both exhaust valves. The intake valves obviously aren't as bad as the exhaust valves, but I'm still going to go over them. I just used a wire wheel on a drill to do that. And then I'm going to lap them into the head, and then the head build can commence. I'm thinking we're doing that on Friday. The one more thing that I want to get done today is fitting those vents, because I've got my riveter now. So I'm going to fit those vents, I think, which are here. The block, the sump, all that stuff I want to clean again once I'm actually building it. So basically I want to clean it and then put it on. Clean it, put it on. So it's instantly clean while I'm actually putting it on. You guys can see what a nice hone job they have done. It is super sleek in there. And there's the crank. Got to wash off all this yellow stuff. Basically that's to stop it rusting. But again, I'm going to clean all that as I'm doing it. So there's not actually too much more to go with the engine stuff. Just assembling, really. I'm missing the gaskets, the half moon gaskets that go on the sump there, and also the VVT O-rings like this. I'm missing because Mx5 parts are out of stock. So I did order them, but I'm just waiting on them, and if I'm waiting too long I might go to Mazda in Watford and see if they have any and pick some up there. Emptied out the rest of this box apart from that and that little bolt there, which I don't actually need to do anything with. Let me show you where the rest of the parts are gone. So that little baggie had this in there, which is the cam angle sensor, and also these plates and the little screws. So those are all cleaned up and siliconed in there now, or silicone and bolts. Looks like I'm wearing nail polish where I've been painting all the stuff. And yeah, done the turbo, everything else. Yeah, now time to clean those valves up. I was cleaning the valves off and then the battery of my drill died. Green doesn't mean it's fully charged for some reason. I don't know why it does this. But I got that many done, that many to go. So I got a few done. Now I'm going to quickly move on to sanding the top of the block. As you can see, I didn't get it resurfaced just because I didn't think that a steel block would get too warped. Also, it would have taken me over my time frame. So I've got some 800 grit there, and I'm just going to go over it until all this sort of stuff's gone and it's a perfectly clean surface. Little progress update. Show you guys how it's going. As you can see, it's a lot cleaner now, but I still have the little focus. The little rings, the indentation rings, and the kind of marks along there, but they're slowly going. Here's the worst one. It's hard to get this one, because as I'm coming back, I do full stroke, and as I'm coming back, it kind of likes to fall off. What I'm doing is I'm wrapping the paper in a can of paint and just running it along, and then I'm using wood 40 to lubricate it, and what that does is it takes away all the actual rubbish. As you can see my hands, it takes away all the stuff that will get caught in the grit otherwise. Another update. I don't know if it looks actually any different. It looks really nice from the camera here, but if you're going close, there, these are actually like indentations. So I basically just have to keep on going until these disappear, or near enough. Most of these has disappeared. There's a little bit around here, a little bit there, a little bit there, but these, the deepest on cylinder number 1. So I'm just going to keep on going. There is getting rid of them, you guys can see. I'm done for tonight. You guys can see, still just about there, that mark on that one. All the others are pretty much gone. I've just covered it, these are bubbles, I've just covered it in WD-40 because I'm leaving it for tonight, and obviously I've freshly been sanding it, and if there's any moisture in the air it'll probably start to get some surface rust, so I've just sprayed it in WD-40 for the moment. Need to do the valves, need to lap the valves into the head, need to do a load of things tomorrow. I'm going to cut this down as well, due to not having the heat exchanger, the stock heat exchanger. I'm not keeping that anymore, so I'm going to cut this down. I may assemble the pistons and rods tomorrow. I'm not too sure. I'm trying to keep it mainly engine bits tomorrow, because Michael's coming to help me on Friday, and so I'll be able to assemble the head on Friday with Michael and probably get some of the engine bits done, and then everyone's going to be helping on the weekend. So if we can get the engine done by tomorrow, Saturday, we could probably get it in by Sunday, and then we shall see from there, because I need everyone's help to push the car out, and we need to do the engine in out there really. So there we go. There's all my bits all packed up. As you guys can see, my hands are very grey from all the swarf, really tiny bits of swarf from that block. Let me lock this up real quick. Wrong way, yep, that way. So there we go guys, that is the end of today. The sun is just starting to go down. It's about 7:30 right now. I want to go home just so I don't annoy the neighbours, because it is still light, but I am knackered. I've been here since 9 in the morning, so I'm pretty knackered after a 12-hour day, pretty much. 12-hour day? No, like a 10-hour day. So guys, go ahead, smash that like button if you have been enjoying this series so far. Carry on watching, subscribe to carry on watching more of this. Comment what you think down below of how the engine build's going so far, and I shall catch you guys in the next one.